No, I know, but everybody was saying, oh, Invisible Woman, her badonkadonk looks so good in that new skin. And I'm like, dude, have you seen Wolverine's? Like, come on. Oh, hi. That's just, you forget you saw that. All right, just buckle up, because today we're gonna crack open a topic that's been bugging the Marvel Rivals community for months now. Does NetEase sneak AI-controlled bots into Marvel Rivals matches? Of course! Some people in the community say yes. Other people say, oh hell yeah! Austin 316 says I just rigged your ass. Oh, and NetEase? Well, they're mostly giving us the silent treatment, but in this video, we're gonna get to the bottom of it. Let's dive in. First, let's talk about NetEase's track record with other games. A game that comes to mind is Naraka, Bladepoint. It's a much-needed battle royale, a very unique concept. We certainly need more of those games that NetEase actually admitted had bots. I can just end the video right here. They claimed that they had bots because they wanted to stop new players from feeling like total twats when they get whacked by the seasoned veterans. Dude, we gotta bring back bullying. In all fairness, this isn't major. We're talking about a baby steps approach here to just keep people hooked instead of rage quitting after their first match. Okay, it sounds great on paper, until people noticed that there was no giant neon sign that said, Bot Lobby, prepare for easy mode. So, NetEase cracked and had to come clean publicly and assure everyone that the bots would phase out once your skill level rose. Do they? I don't know, man. Don't look at me. I don't play trashy games. But hey, that level of transparency is refreshingly honest. I like it. I wish we got more of it. Now, let's take things from Naraka Bladepoint to Marvel Rivals. In terms of Rivals, when it comes to admitting whether they're bots or not, NetEase has kept its lips tighter than Jeff's little asshole. Officially, they say that ranked mode uses skill-based matchmaking. Don't get me started on that topic. I made a whole video about it, and no you don't! But okay, I can reduce the tilt in my brain and just assume that's true. Fine, nothing in rank, but what about Quickplay? Haha, you didn't expect that question. Well, the community itself went into Discord and asked, and got the classic corporate shuffle of, we can't comment on that, we can't comment on that, and of course you can't comment on that. When my video about the engagement-based matchmaking got posted into the Marvel Rivals Discord, it got taken down. The government is coming after us. They want me. They want my mask. I know you're coming, Marvel. I know you don't like that I have a Deadpool mask on, but trust me, I'm ready to take that fight, bucko. It's okay if they didn't answer to us. I mean, who are we? We only spend time and money in this game, but PC Gamer themselves, they got ghosted too. So nothing but dead air from NetEase, and some might call it suspicious. I call it a giant Looney Tunes arrow pointing to probably yeah. So since NetEase is acting like they're sworn to some ancient vow of silence, players like me and others took matters into their own hands. A Redditor named That, I am not pronouncing it, ran tests for about a week, and guess what? They found bots in Quickplay. Oh my god! But only after you've been on a losing streak, and presumably to keep you from rage deleting the entire game. So, let's talk about some of his key observations, which are going to be very similar to what you've experienced. And also, if you look into any of my videos so far, you're going to see a ton of comments from my lovely people here on my channel that are talking about bots. And it's really a lot of the same, but it boils down to a few really specific patterns. The first one is that bots seemingly only show up in casual quick play, never in ranked. I don't know where I stand on that. I'm pretty sure I've been in a few bot lobbies, but really I don't pay that much attention to all the various telltale signs. Here's my theory, and just stay with me. This is just my opinion. If you look into how NetEase runs this game, and even past games of theirs, if you look into the mountains of research they've done on engagement-based things, I'm just gonna guess that one of their primary goals with this approach is to make sure that the majority of their player base is always engaged and always playing. Now, the majority of their player base is in Quickplay and in Bronze. To illustrate my point a little bit more, I thought it would be interesting to take a look at some data. And you know me, I love me some data. And let's look at the rank distribution specifically. So, take a look at this. Almost everyone is in Bronze and Silver, and somewhat in Gold. But look at this. 32% are in Bronze 3, 8.32% are in Bronze 2, 7% are in Bronze 1. This makes it a lot of percentages. This is a lot of people. This is the majority of the player base. And I'm just gonna guess that Quickplay is even a lot more. If you want engagement from your player base, you're not gonna use it just on Quickplay. You're then ignoring Bronze players. Now, that's controversial. That would mean that they're using bots within some form of ranked, but to be honest, Bronze is basically like Quickplay. If anybody's had a ranked game where they suspect they had bots, put it in the comments below. Again, I don't observe that stuff so closely, but I just have this feeling that there might be. The second observation is around when this whole thing triggers. Typically, if you have 2 or more losses in a row, it seems to increase the likelihood that you then placed in a bot lobby. The third observation is around the distribution of players in each team. Typically, the matches look like this. You have 4 humans and 2 bot teammates. You guys go up against 6 bot opponents. Basically, in Marvel Rivals, that's just a ticket to Win City. Another observation is that typically bots have a level 1 profile, and then if you try to click on them or try to look them up online, then they have restricted access or this profile is private. I have a suspicion that NetEase has adjusted to this. I can't believe that I've had these intentional losses in Quickplay. I've had 4 and 5 in a row and never got placed in a bot lobby. That's a little bit strange, but maybe they have different info on my account and they know that I play all day, so maybe that's what it is. But I'm also gonna guess that they know we know, and they know we know they know. So then it's not super difficult for them to just tweak the bots and give them different levels and maybe even give them match histories and kind of cook the whole things up to hide it in there. I don't know why you would go to these extents, but hey, I'm a conspiracy guy. I don't know, man. I like that. I like that kind of stuff. And the final nuance here, and I really like this one, if you leave a bot match and it's clearly a bot lobby, you still get penalized for it. That's so funny. So basically they're saying, you're gonna win, motherfucker. We're gonna make sure that you win. And if you leave, we're gonna punish you. So stay in there and get your free win. All of this is just identical to what everybody in my comment sections, on Discord, on Reddit, on Steam, everywhere where I read things, I saw the same stuff. Faceless profiles, private profiles, weird, awkward movement patterns. They all kind of stay together. They switch to the role that is needed to fill that team comp. They kind of monitor what you pick, and then they switch to another character. Random things like that. And if you thought that this is just players having confirmation bias and looking for evidence rather than observing very objectively, Morgan Park at PC Gamer, who's more of an independent party, decided to test the waters, and lo and behold, after 3 consecutive losses, he's tossed into a bot lobby. Further investigation also shows that these bots are not there just for filler. They're practically designed to lose. It's like NetEase staged a weird digital puppet show and didn't bother telling anybody. Oh, and by the way, Marvel Rivals is not the only NetEase game with these puppet matches. Over in Identity V or 5 or whatever, players have seen the exact same script. You lose a few times and surprise, you're in Botville. Some data actually suggests that NetEase has studied hundreds of thousands of match records from League of Legends and Dota 2, possibly to polish these sneaky tactics. So, yeah, none of this is an accident. It's a strategic move to keep you engaged. The big question here is, are these bots just bad news? On one hand, losing a lot sucks, and letting people snag a pity win here and there might keep them from uninstalling. On the other hand, for the more competitive players out there, setting up a match with AI teammates and AI opponents just feels like training wheels that nobody asked for and few people need. What is my personal view? I'm okay with it. This entire game seems to be tuned towards engagement. It's the matchmaking algorithm that's tuned towards engagement. It's the bots that are playing into that entire strategy. The game takes a lot of money, a lot of effort, a lot of time to be built. The game takes a lot of money, a lot of effort, and a lot of resources to be maintained, and these guys want to make money, and that's totally fine. If the player base is healthy and Marvel Rivals is making money for NetEase, then they're gonna keep it up for as long as possible, give it updates, polish it up, and just make the game better, and that's something that I'm interested in. Whether they go the SBMM route and go completely competitive or whether they go engagement doesn't necessarily matter to me. I just want a healthy game community. I want a great game that plays well, doesn't have performance issues. I can just pop it on and have a great time. I understand how from a business perspective, if I just took off my player fedora off, it makes more sense to focus on engagement. The reason being, the game has a huge population as of today. NetEase is making a conscious choice of, look, if we go down the engagement route, we get to keep a lot more people. It's a free game, it's a very low barrier entry kind of experience. It's a Marvel IP, so naturally, most of the players, and you saw the data, are gonna be ranked in Quickplay, and all of these people are gonna be kids, they're gonna be adults that like to play after work and just relax a little bit. They're gonna be the occasional couple where the boyfriend dragged the girlfriend because, look, these two characters are actually married. And oh, look, you don't have to shoot and aim. You can do melee stuff. Please play with me. So if I'm them, and I know that my store converts 5% of its traffic to buyers, yeah, I want to go for the bigger audience because then that would be more money. If I go for just the sweat lords and just go pure SBMM and no bots and no engagement tuning and tweaking, then cool, they're gonna be happy. But the potential amount of money we can make is smaller because we also just alienated 80% of our audience. It's just how they've decided to set up the game. That's the design. I'm cool with it. The problem that I have with all of this, both the bots as well as the engagement-based matchmaking, is that it's so secretive. What is with all the silence? What is with removing videos on that topic from the Discord channel? Why are you shutting down the topic? It's not shameful. It's totally fine. What makes it even more ridiculous is that NetEase went out there and wrote freaking research papers on the topic of engagement-based matchmaking and the bajillion things that they do in order to keep players engaged, and then when it's presented with the topic and asked the question, just shuts the fuck down. Really? You expect us to believe that you're using engagement-based matchmaking in some of your smaller games. You wrote academic papers on the topic, and yet in your most profitable and biggest and best game, you don't use that? You expect us to believe that even though, in the past, you've admitted to having bots in other smaller games of yours, in your biggest title to date, you utilize none of that? Come on! What is with the unnecessary secrecy? It's not such a big deal. If anything, not talking about it, removing comments, and being so silent about the whole thing creates a lot of FUD, fear, uncertainty, and doubt. We all start wondering, wait, what's actually going on here? Why are they hiding it? We start pulling strings together and connecting things that are probably not even there. And I have this feeling that if they just went out there and said, here's how the matchmaking works at a top level, and here's, yes, we use some bots occasionally, then we'd all shut up and we'd have nothing to talk about. Wait a minute. No. Actually, be more secretive because then I can make more funny, cool videos. And let's take this outside of my personal opinion and let's just focus on the facts. NetEase is not alone here. Not with this engagement stuff that I talked about in previous videos and not with the bots. Bots are a thing in a lot of games. None of this stuff is going to slow down. However, if NetEase and other developers want to avoid flipping a portion of their player base into a fucking angry mob, they should consider just telling us exactly how these AI matches and matchmaking algorithms work. Because if the question becomes, are we unknowingly battling Skynet? The answer seems to be, yeah, probably. So until NetEase owns up, gamers like you and I are left playing detective, sifting through weird lobbies, recording our screens, and just wasting time. And maybe one day we'll get an official explanation. Maybe. Until then, just remember, if it quacks like a bot, it waddles like a bot and tries to give you a suspiciously easy win, it's probably a bot.